Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Genesis, the 47th chapter. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, My father and my brethren, and their flocks and their herds, and all that they have, are come out of the land of Canaan. And behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, What is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, Thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. And they're likely speaking through an interpreter at this point. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, For to sojourn in the land are we come, for thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, nothing for our animals to eat. For the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, Thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and thy brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, let them then make them rulers over my cattle. So basically, if you notice any any real good ones among them, have them take care of my cattle too, right? They're good at it, so they could take care of mine too. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, How old art thou? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years, that is, his dwelling on the earth. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. That's why he considered it few, because it wasn't, he's saying, I wasn't able to even reach the years of my fathers, Isaac and Jacob and so on. Salaki, Isaac and Abraham and so on. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. So they always had provision, they had food to eat, and they were good, they were well taken care of. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. So it just kept intensifying. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. So Joseph made Pharaoh really, really rich. And when money failed in the land of Egypt, so eventually when they ran out of money, and in the land of Canaan, now imagine how much money Pharaoh had to have had to where the inhabitants of Canaan and in Egypt ran out of money. And all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth, so we don't have any more money. But we need food. We're hungry. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. So if you don't have money, bring me your cattle, and then we'll trade that way. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. And when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, Oh, we will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. So We gave you all our money. You have all our cattle. We don't have anything left but us and our lands, but we need that food. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed, that we may live and not die, and that the land be not desolate. So they basically offered to sell themselves to become servitude unto Pharaoh so they could get something to eat. See how great of a motivator hunger is. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt. So he placed them in cities, even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priest had a portion assigned to them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them. Wherefore they sold not their land. So the priests, they were good. Then Pharaoh said on, and this is the Egyptian priests. Then Pharaoh said unto the people, Behold, I have bought you this day and your land. Slakia. Joseph said unto the people, I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh. So basically, of all your harvest, a fifth would go unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your households, and for food for your little ones. And they said, Thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. So if it please you, we will gladly be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt on to this day, that Pharaoh should have the fifth part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called his son Joseph, and said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt. So he basically required Joseph to take an oath, just as Abraham required his servant to take an oath. And he says here, but I will don't bury me here in Egypt, but I will lie with my fathers, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt. And he said this to Joseph because, remember, the Lord told him Joseph would cover his eyes, or put his hand on his eyes. You know what that means. That was in a previous chapter. It says, And thou shalt carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as thou hast said. And he said, Swear unto me. And he sware unto him. And Israel bowed himself upon the bed's head. Look at that. The sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to him. So that dream, you can see, wasn't just for nothing. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the book of Genesis, the 47th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. And until next time, Shalom.